All right, we're back with week number 5, and we got Purp ATL. Um, that is Purp Ribbon Monstars going up against Brad the Chatty Daddy, sending them the all set and sending the all set.
Yeah,
So,
I'm really curious if Perp ATL will be leading the Skarmory into the Sableye. It seems pretty clear for Brad to at least start this first game with the Sableye.
yeah, the Sableye is a pretty solid lead, but he also does have the Aggron there, which could be a Pokemon that could have a Stealth Rock type ability. But choosing to lead with the Raikou, and with the Raikou against the Beedrill, Raikou is faster, so Perp might have to consider pulling the Beedrill immediately here.
Yeah, Beedrill endorsed by our CTO, but stolen by Perp.
Yeah, just another great idea that the CTO never had. And if you look here on Perp's bench, he does have Chansey, which is a perfect Pokemon to fight this Raikou.
Yeah, I've got to say though, I was not expecting either of these to be the Pokemon I was going to see off the start.
Yeah, and you see Perp immediately go to the Chansey and the Volt Switch coming out of the Raikou. I like that choice from Brad because it allows him to get a little bit of momentum moving over to the physical Pokemon in Aggron.
Personally, I would have gone with the Crawdaunt for the aggressive play, maybe even the Entei for some fighting moves. But the Aggron, it looks like he's going to want to set up his rocks and just get his general strategy rolling. Also, just a good choice there.
Yeah, having a Stealth Rock going against Perp is pretty good because looking at his Pokemon there, he has Beedrill, he has Houndoom, and he also has Skarmory, all Pokemon that benefit from not having the rocks in play. And the Aggron will send the Stealth Rocks out immediately. It's a good swap by Perp because this Starmie could be packing the Rapid Spin, and it is in order to be able to clear these rocks. So looks like Perp was able to determine that he could bring this Aggron for the Stealth Rock.
Yeah, both players navigating these opening turns very well.
And going back to the Raikou and Perp just deciding to press Surf instead of Rapid Spinning away, and he just pulls him out and swaps to the Chansey. I like the hard swap because Chansey can take that Volt Switch very, very well.
Yeah, and with the Raikou taking the 44%, yep, exactly. Brad's not going to be able to keep the same loop up as well as he hasn't valued as much with his rocks active.
Yeah, and swapping over to the Houndoom here, you can't Will-O-Wisp this thing, so coming out with a taunt, Perp is going to be able to just press an attacking move here, probably going to see a Dark Pulse.
Yeah, the prominent thing stopping any nasty plot shenanigans out of this Houndoom. And with Houndoom potentially being the Mega, also having the natural resilience to the knockoff antics of Sableye.
Well, I think Beedrill is going to be the Mega here. So this Houndoom is actually just there to crush with the Life Orb. And he goes with the Flamethrower. Look at all that damage on that Crawdaunt. That is crazy. And this Houndoom will be slower than an Aqua Jet because of the priority move. So there is the wise. Well, this is a tough swap here. It's going to deal good damage to the Chansey. And this is Life Orbed we see, and the knockoff killing the Chansey. That is huge. I don't know if Perp was expecting that or just realized that that Crawdaunt was going to get that Chansey at some point.
Yeah, I think Skarmory was definitely the easy counter there.
Yeah, I'm confused. Maybe he didn't realize the Crawdaunt was all physical, or he didn't want to lose his Rocky helmet on the Skarmory. But yeah, I would have definitely swapped to the physical wall. Another Surf there from Perp, and I probably would have got rid of the rocks on that previous turn, and the Thunderbolt hitting pretty hard there. The Starmie able to survive, and this is gonna be tough. And he just survives with 5% HP, and the Starmie goes down. Perp's plan doesn't seem to be going well here so far.
Yeah, we saw the 44% off the first Ice Beam, and then the leftovers tick just taking the Latias out of the range.
And the Metagross here is going to need to just start pressing high power moves. He presses Bullet Punch, which I don't think is what you wanted to do there. It was a pretty clear swap, but this thing is using an Assault Vest, so but there will come the Houndoom. He may just die right here, and he does the Stone Edge, hitting hard on the Houndoom. And so far, you know, Purp was never able to get his Beedrill Mega evolved. The Pokemon is way weaker before the Mega Evolution. Oh, and the Sacred Fire lands the burn, which is incredible against the Metagross, cutting the attack, finishing it off on that turn. And Purp just goes ahead and says, I've had enough. Let's move on to game two.
Yeah, we'll see how he makes his adjustments. I gotta say, losing that Chansey there, really the backbone of his team. If he protects that Chansey a little better by utilizing his Skarmory more, and also, I'm just curious who these guys are going to lead with. They've shown in this first match that they are unpredictable with these leads to me.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would think that whatever Perp was trying to do with the Beedrill, he really needed that to get his team to really cohesively work. He may try to keep it a little bit safer, or better yet, just go all in and try to see if he can survive.
And the same lead, surprisingly to me. The Raikou I'm not against. It is a fast Volt Switcher. That's always a viable lead to just kind of get your information and, decide where you can get going, especially Brad's team playing with a lot of immunities.
And the Raikou has a Choice Scarf, and you see the Volt Switch there, not able to steal a lot of. Ooh, and the drill run on the Beedrill, predicting the swap. Very good there by Purp. That allows him to get a little bit of momentum here. And if you're Purp, I think you just got to drill run again. I mean, if he pulls Aggron for the Levitator, I think you're fine with that. If he swaps to the Raikou, though, you have to swap to the Skarmory. You really don't have a choice. Or not the Skarmory, excuse me, the Chansey.
Oh yeah, you see a big hit on a big call like that, you gotta go for it. He's got his Beedrill Mega evolved this time. Great prediction by you saying he's got to see if he can survive,
Oh, and
but going with the knockoff.
goes with the knockoff there instead of the drill run. At times, like, that's one of those things where you got to get the move in there. And he goes for the U-turn, the stab U-turn, which will pull him out, and the rocks are in play. That will let him swap to the Chansey, I guess, but the Starmie is probably what you need to eventually get out to rapid spin away these rocks.
Yeah, seeing that Chansey, I think that's an easy crawdaunt for Brad. You go straight for it.
Yeah, and Perp is really afraid of this Crawdaunt. It is a strong Pokemon, and going for the Sword Stance there, Chansey lands the Toxic, which is a way to force out this Crawdaunt. If you're Perp, you gotta pull it now, and he does pull it out. Going for the knockoff, that just straight up kills the Starmie. He's not going to be able to spin away those rocks now, and this is going to be a tough way out here for Perp. You got to go to Skarmory. I don't know why you are so afraid to go to your physical wall here. That is what you brought Skarmory for. That is what you need to do here. This Beedrill is dead to an Aqua Jet.
Yeah, at least an idea of trying to go for the speed to kill it. But like you said, Groudon known for those priority moves. He's seen it already. That sword stance making it easy work.
And Perp just seeming to make the wrong choices here every time. He goes back to the Chansey, and it's going to die immediately. Chansey has very low defense. And this is going to be a very short match here. This Crawdaunt able to just sweep Perp's team. And might I remind you that Crawdaunt was undrafted. Crawdaunt was picked up by Brad in free agency. Just gives you an idea of how powerful some Pokemon can be. There's another Aqua Jet, finally swapping to the right Pokemon there, and Skarmory able to roost back up. It is 3v4. It's still possible Perp could make a game out of this, but it's a very, very steep uphill battle.
Yeah, both megas being down is a pretty big part, but Boom, that's a big thunderbolt.
Yeah, and Purp goes ahead and tosses the towel, and that will do it. Brad takes the match against Purp 2-0, and that's our first match of week 5.